There's a quiet moment that comes for all of us, often in the stillness of the night, when the noise of the world fades and we're left alone with ourselves. It's in that moment that we ask ourselves, am I enough? It was 2 a.m. and I was lying in my bed, unable to sleep, so of course, my thoughts took over. So I began reflecting on the day I had just lived. I had just finished a 6-hour school day, a 4-hour study session, followed by a meditation session, followed by a workout, a podcast about how to be more productive while I deep clean my bathroom and reorganize my closet by color and season. I was exhausted, but I couldn't stop thinking about all the things I hadn't done that day. I hadn't read enough. I hadn't improved enough. Then it hit me. I was trapped in a cycle of endless striving, and I had no idea how to get out. Sound familiar? We live in a culture that tells us that we can be anything, choose anything, have anything. We're freer than ever before. And yet, depression and burnout are everywhere. The mental health crisis is skyrocketing. Why is this? Because freedom, as it turns out, can be a trap. And self-improvement, as we often understand it, can be an illusion. Because it's not about becoming better. It's about believing that we are broken. We have been sold a lie that we are projects, endless works in progress that can always be improved, tweaked, optimized. The lie that if we just work harder, put in that extra effort, look better, be richer, that we will finally feel like we're enough. Let's break this down. We live in what philosopher Han calls an achievement society, unlike old disciplinary societies where authority figures told us what to do. We now police ourselves. We track our sleep, our steps, our calories. We optimize our mornings, our productivity, even our happiness. Now, this isn't just exhausting, it's exploitative. When we see ourselves as projects, there's always more work to be done. There's no finish line. And so, we burn out. We exhaust ourselves with ourselves, to put it simply. We collapse under the weight of our own expectations, which is what Han calls tiredness. Now, when we inevitably burn out, we're then told it's our fault, that we failed to master ourselves fully. But what if burnout isn't the failure that we've been taught it is? What if it's a cry for help, a symptom of a system that's fundamentally broken? We're taught right from birth that our value is determined by how we look, how much is in our bank account, who we know. And in turn, we lose touch with the things that truly matter: creativity, connection, the simple joy of being alive. Fitness isn't just about health. It's about marketability. Beauty isn't just about attraction. It's about economic value. We've turned ourselves into products, constantly striving to be better, faster, stronger. The pursuit of self-improvement has become commodified. And in doing so, we've alienated ourselves from the very essence of who we are. We lose touch with the things that truly matter. And we are fueled and live through the inferior ego. Now, the inferior ego is the part of you that feels incomplete. It's the part of you that tells you that you're not enough, unless someone says you are. It's a part of you that chases external validation just because it doesn't trust its own worth. And the thing is, this inferior ego, it's not your enemy. It's just confused. It's been conditioned to believe that your value comes from outside of yourself, from how you look, how you act, who you know, from what other people think of you. Now, let me ask you this question. Why do you care what other people think of you? Why do you want them to think that you're beautiful? Why do you want them to think you're smart or successful? Thing is, it's not really about them, is it? No, it's about you. You want them to think you are beautiful because you want to feel beautiful. You want them to think you're smart because you want to feel smart. You want them to think you're successful because you want to feel successful. Even when it feels like you're chasing something outside of yourself. Approval, love, success. It's all about how it makes you feel. It's always you, through you, for you, to you, inside of you, and with you. It's always you. Because we don't see things as they are. We see them as we are. And when we see ourselves as incomplete, the world becomes a mirror, reflecting our own inadequacies. So, what's the antidote? How do we break free from this cycle of endless self-improvement? The answer, I believe, lies in spontaneity. Spontaneity is the antidote to self-optimization. It's about doing things for the sake of doing them. Not because they'll make you better, faster, stronger. No. It's about play, creation, the joy of being alive. It's not about measuring yourself against others. It's about getting lost in the present moment. Think about the last time that you lost yourself in a moment of pure joy. Maybe it was dancing with your friends, watching the sunset, getting into a good book. I know in those moments I wasn't thinking about how to improve myself. I wasn't measuring my worth against others. I was simply observing the present. I was simply being alive. And that, I've realized, is where true freedom lies. Remember that night I told you about at the beginning? The one where I was trapped in my own mind, feeling like I wasn't enough. I don't live there anymore. Not because I've perfected myself, far, far from it, but because I've let go of the idea that I need to. Sometimes when I can't sleep, I get up to sketch drawings of the moon that no one will ever see, to highlight words in books that I read, to learn them later, to remind myself that life isn't a checklist, it's a gift. And so my challenge to you is the next time you feel the urge to optimize, to improve, stop, take a step back. Ask yourself, who am I doing this for? Is this what I want, or is this what I've been told to want? Is this who I am, or is this who I've been told to be? And then take a step back. Do something spontaneous, something joyful, something that reminds you that you are alive and you are enough. And when that inferior ego whispers, you're not enough, stop. I pause. I remind myself I'm not a project to fix. I am a person to live. My value is not something that is earned. It is something that I already have. Something that I have to realize that I have to fully appreciate it. Stop defining yourself by what you lack. You are not the absence of things, but the present. And the moment you stop chasing is the moment that you start living. You are enough as you are, not because of how much you've improved, or who you know, or how much is in your bank account. It is because you are alive, because you exist, and that right there, that is enough. Stop chasing and start living. Thank you.